Do you want me to look at you?
Yeah. So I'm going to be looking back and forth at the camera, but just looking
Yeah,
in
okay.
that direction.
All right. My name's Kitt. I'm an artist from Melbourne, and I'm here in Darwin for the 2022 Darwin Street Art Festival, and I'm painting a floor mural on an old abandoned car park on the corner of Woods and Daly Street. Yeah, the team's been really good, well organised. One thing that I noticed early on with pitching my concept was they were really open to something maybe a bit more out there or more conceptual as to other jobs that I've had in the past, where it's something that I really like about mural festivals is there's a lot of sort of trust in the artist's integrity, and the artists will come to them with ideas. Well, this was an idea I've had for a while to kind of like grow a mural, painting the underlayers from the skeleton up to the skin. And you know, it could be seen as like a waste of paint or something because what's underneath it, but this type of artwork exists in a digital realm as well as seeing it in real life. So to get the design on the ground, how to sketch it out, I've invented this little thing, which is my chalk holder. And it goes on the end of a broom or a rake or whatever. And then you get a bit of chalk out, stick it in there, tighten it up, and then you can draw on the ground with ease all day without getting a sore back. Oh no, it's still a work in progress. Colour mixing is pretty important. Spend a lot of time sort of off-site mixing the colours just to make sure that they're right. So then you're not there like in the sun sort of trying to do it all, you know, in really harsh conditions. Just be mixing my colours, trying to guess the quantities. So then when I get there, I've just got them in tubs. There's no mixing on site, which is actually kind of harder to do. So I sort of get there, I've got my paint and I can just fill it in. All right, I'm going to start sketching it up. I'm interested in kind of looking at the earth and civilization and you know, life on earth from above. I feel like it gets me out of my head a little bit, and it's nice to see things from up there. It makes you, it's kind of humbling, you feel quite small and you feel like you're a part of the earth. I'm also interested in drawing and making art, and so somewhere within that perspective is where I want my art to sit, and I kind of want other people to see things from that perspective as well and kind of share that with them. And so that's where I'm creating a lot of my art, but I also do like a lot of drawing, and I also paint walls as well. I don't know what the square metres is out here. It's quite big. It's definitely like one of the bigger ones that I've done. You know, it's always hard looking on Google Maps and stuff and sort of making a design, and then you get here as a person actually on top of it and it's way bigger than you think. So the end result's going to be kind of like a figure of a person who's sort of relaxing on the ground. It'll be seen from above. They'll kind of like have a bit of a burn going. Maybe they're sort of like on holidays here with a Hawaiian shirt, sort of just relaxing in the sun. And that'll be the end result. Like the final painting will be that. But what I'm painting at the moment is all of the things underneath that. So we started with the skeleton, so the bones, and what I'm painting now is like the intestines. And then tomorrow I'm going to be painting the vascular system, or the veins on top of that. And then I was going to do muscles, but I had to scrap them just because it would have been like 500 litres of paint. And then the skin and the clothes will go on top of that. I really want to get it the right sort of values in the colours to make sure the shading's right, and the pink is sort of red enough, because the whole idea is that the figure's sort of sunburnt out here. The good thing about drones now is sort of anyone can get one. They're pretty accessible. I mean, back in the day you'd have to to get these sort of shots, you'd have to get helicopter or, spend thousands and thousands of dollars to actually get these aerial shots. And it's really good to open up to artists and other creatives in film to get these shots that are now more accessible to sort of the average artist, filmmaker. The time that we're living in now, with technology and the way that we view art in the contemporary world, there's a lot of it is online and on screens, and I think that's an okay thing. I think it's an okay place to experience something on a screen. Like we've all been to movies and felt things. It's not a new concept. I think it's nice to have things in both worlds, like the digital world and the real world. So I wanted to create something that you could see in person, and then it gives you a perspective shift when you look at something from above and you feel small all of a sudden, which is actually kind of a nice feeling, and you see where you sit on top of the earth. The reason I wanted to paint it from a skeleton and grow the mural is just conceptually I find that's a bit fun and interesting. The whole process of painting is something that's not often seen, and it's a bit of a mystery. I think people like to actually see the process and the behind the scenes, whereas this I wanted to make sort of like a bit of an act out of the behind the scenes in the process, like make the process almost like a stylized process, if that makes sense.